You said we're living in the last days. There's going to be a big fight, I think, here in the Caribbean islands. America is going to make a grab for some of the Caribbean islands. Russia, I think, is going to make a grab for some of the Caribbean islands. What do you have to say on this?
Well, my estimation of these two thieves is that Russia and America is two of the biggest fucking friends. And all I'm doing is working a psychological warfare upon the poor people. That the people think that they're going to be a war while these fuckers come in and control. If it's not America control, it's going to be Russia. And the two of them is the same thing, brother. Two of them is the same thing. It's just two fucking white men who have them ways of controlling black people. Black people time, no! Black people time, no!
Right now, them man they come like Eckle and Jekyll. Them two brother there, America and Russia, Eckle and blood clot Jekyll. Saying that means we don't want no more of that. You as a black man stand up for your right.
What's good, YouTube? Onaedo here, back again, another video. Wishing you guys love, happiness, blessings on this beautiful day, whatever beautiful day it is for you, wherever you are. Sending you much love, but let's get into it. So, a lot of all this buzz going on with Russia and Ukraine and blah, 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 blah. Black people have no fear. Stay put, stay keeping your mind on God, because all this, if you think that this stuff going on with Russia and Ukraine has nothing to do with black people, then you really don't know where you're at on planet Earth. Everything white people do, trust me, is about black people. Everything. Because guess what? Whether it's a new world order or whatever it is, the talk that they're trying to head to, a new world order means it's one government, right? And it's white people that want to have this government. Well, in order to do that, they have to take the power from who is supposed to be running this whole world. Who is supposed to be running this whole world? Black people. So anything and everything that white people still do is always involving black people. It's always about black people. You see, like, they'll want it to seem like they're fighting over this and they're fighting over that and they're fighting over that. At the end of the day, it's distractions and it's about control. And at the end of the day, they might make it seem like this has nothing to do with black people. This is white people fighting and doing all this. At the end of the day, everything white people do is for black people to not and ever realize themselves. That's why Bible has prophesied about this from long ago. It says, have no fear in that time. There will be rumors of war. There will be wars and rumors of war. All we're hearing on planet Earth today is about this war and that war. China wants to go to war for this. This one wants to fight for that. That one wants to fight for this. Everywhere, that's the name of the game right now every time you turn on the news, which I definitely stay away from majority of the time, because every time I do happen to turn it on, it's about some war or some rumor of war or something is going on. Everything happening right now is biblical. Everything happening right now is testimony. God already saw this. And when God is speaking, he's speaking for the betterment of his people, black people. Are there other races of people that get God's message? Of course. But who are God's chosen people? That's black people. That's why black people are the ones scorned all over the planet today. Because it's that certain God element that we have in us that the devil is totally against. The devil isn't out here trying to fight people. He's out here trying to fight the God that lives in the highest concentration, which is in who? Black people. The devil's only threat on planet Earth is black people. Asian people are not a threat. Mexican people are not a threat. Brown people are not a threat. His white people obviously are not a threat because he got them under submission. They work for him, so they definitely are not a threat. The only people that are a threat to the devil is black people. Why? Because we have the highest concentration of God. So the only race of people that can undo everything he is trying to accomplish in this world, only a black person can undo that. So any fight he's fighting, regardless of who you think it's about, it is always against the black people. So you see all this chaos with Russia and all this chaos with Ukraine, and it's crazy. You might think, oh, this has nothing to do with you as a black person. It has everything to do with you as a black person. Nothing white people do in this world is not because of you, black people. Everything they do is connected to you. All the power they have in this country is from black energy. All the resources they have in this world is from the African man. White people have no leg to stand on without the black man or black woman. So everything they do is connected to that. They're going through this and that war, talking about World War III or whatever, whatever. All that stuff shouldn't even faze you. When I see stuff like that, to be honest with you, I don't know, maybe my mind is a little bit twisted, but I get excited for stuff like that. I do, because it just lets me know God is even closer. I'm not focusing on what the devil is doing. I'm focusing on, okay, God is coming closer. And when he comes, that's the real badness. But safety for his people. So all this chaos in the world, I fear not. And as black people, you should have no fear in it. You should see God's hand in it. The devil might think he's making moves. God is the reason any move is being made. Because at the end of the day, it's going to all fall into his plan, into God's hands. Because if he can prophesy, if he prophesied about this day centuries ago, that's just to let you know, black people, that don't worry, I got it. That's why I'm telling you ahead of time. This is what will happen. The fact that God has said it ahead of time is for people, his people, to find comfort in him. To find comfort when you look out and you see chaos. So whenever I see all this badness going on in the world, I get excited. I'm like, okay, yes, God, keep it coming. Keep it coming. We are just getting closer and closer to God's time. The devil might think he's winning. That's just God's clowning of him. Because when the devil is really about to secure his spot, that's when God is going to come and snatch all the rugs under him. You have to know where you're at in time, black people. You have to understand your story. You have to know your history. That's why I've made videos before. Your history is not Black History Month. Learn your real history. Because if white people had any chance, they will make you believe your only history is slavery. You have to know what slavery even has to do with your story. You have to know how it ties into your history. That's not when your history started at slavery. That's just a part of your history. Why did you go through that? What was the point of that? These are the things you black people have to be able to handle in your heart and have in your heart any day, anytime. That's your weapon. Because when you know yourself and you know what's in you, God, that's your weapon and your defense against anything in this world that can come against you. The only thing the devil fears on planet Earth is the black mind. That's why his whole effort is to silence and to suppress the black man. Anything and everything he does is against black people. Even when it looks like it has nothing to do with black people, trust me, the attention on black people is at the center of everything. So all these things going on in Russia and Ukraine and blah, 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 whatever. Keep your prayers up. Keep God in your hearts. And begin to understand and look at the world and understand why things are happening. They think they're heading into a new world order. Yeah, it's going to be a new world order, all right. But it's not the kind of order they think. God is just, you see, God will let the devil believe he's winning. God will kick back and let the devil do his thing. All right, go on now. You think you're tough? Go and do you. And now the devil out here wilding out thinking he's winning, not knowing God is just looking at him like, all right. You know I'm on my way though. They think they're heading to a new world order. It's a whole different kind of order. Black people gain your power. That's a whole complicated topic for a different video. When you start talking about Christ's government being the one that runs this world, when you start thinking of black people are the ones who are going to run this world, who are going to. Keyword, we are going to. This is what you have to start to look at and realize as black people where you're going in this life. Where's your story leading to? Don't focus on where you're at right now. This is just part of your story. But where's this story going to? Where does this journey lead for you on planet Earth as a black nation? When you start to see that and you start to realize that power, the chains white people have over your mind, if you think you're not mentally bound, that right there is being mentally bound. But the more you realize yourself, all the chains they have start to break. Start to focus on where this journey is going that black people have been put on. It's not because even the Bible told us everywhere you go, you will be a scorn on this planet. Isn't that what black people are going through? Everywhere they go, they are the least respected. They say they're even preventing black people from leaving. They're letting men, they're letting the women, the children, and I think like some of the older people, like they're basically saying no, they're not letting black people that are in Ukraine on any kind of train to get out. Like everywhere black people go, they are a stench. You go to Asia, look how black people are treated over there. No respect, no nothing. You come out here to America, look how black people are treated. You go to the next part of the world, look how black people are treated. This is something that God has already told us will happen. So the fact that God has shown you that he is aware of your situation. You see, when God shows you something ahead of time, that's his way of letting you know, don't trip. I got you. That's why I'm looking out for you, to let you know, I already see what you're going through. I told you you will go through this. So now when you are going through it, don't let your heart shake, because I got you. I will discipline you to get the message across, but my discipline will not last forever. We are in the season of being disciplined as black people. Know your history and why we even needed to be disciplined in the first place. But God's discipline has an ending date. He might stretch it out for time, and that's just to let the devil get comfortable thinking, oh, dang, God really left these people alone. So now the devil moving in, thinking black people have no help in God anymore. But that's what God wants. You see, people always focus on the loving side of God. You don't realize the mental, the psychotic part of God, the twisted mind of God, the revengeful mind of God. We don't focus on that enough. You just think God is love and he's happiness and he's peace. God is a bastard and an asshole to piss off. We forget that side of his story. We only focus on the good. Stop focusing on the bad side of God too. Maybe that'll humble you a little bit. Maybe that'll put some fear in you a little bit. But you're not coming out of this journey without that fear of God in your heart. So all these things, long story short, going on in the world, don't let it shake you. At the end of the day, God is at the center of it. Even though the devil thinks he's in the center of it, God is above anything and everything that little puny snake serpent can do. So keep going. All these things in the world, just know that it's intentional and it's for a reason. And at the end of the day, if God has already spoken on it in previous generations, and now we see it manifesting, that's just God's way of don't trip. I got you. He, the devil, is falling right into my trap. And we will be around to see it. And what a glorious season that'll be. They think they're going into a new world order. No, they're going into their doom and their peril. But it's all good, because that's not our history. The same way our history is plagued with discipline, their history is plagued for a terrible, terrible ending. And the same way our history will play out, and we will come out of our discipline season, their history is going to play out too. And ain't no coming out of God's discipline for the bad guys. Onaedo, subscribe, like, share these videos, comment. I'll see you guys next time.